Haha. Orange. Fantastique. You wonder if we will binge everything up to 50 in one video? I hope so. That would be pretty sick, actually. I don't know, though, because we do have some of the Knuckles the Echidna stuff to get through. So, honestly, we might get to 50 tomorrow. And that's not a bad thing, because tomorrow's the last day that I'm going to be streaming before the hiatus. So that kind of works out perfectly. You know what I mean? Did I see the Tears of the Kingdom trailer? I forgot that was today. I saw the Ganondorf samurai thing. That was pretty cool. But I did not see it. Am I going to read the director's cut of issue 50? The director's cut? What? There's a director's cut version of issue 50? I can't believe the Avengers ripped off this iconic Sonic story. Neither can I, dude. I can't believe that Endgame is now. Finally, we've reached the end of the Archie comics. Do I want to react to the trailer right now? I'm not really a Zelda dude, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm not a Zelda dude yet. I don't know if I will be, but I feel like I personally wouldn't get much out of it. I might watch it on my own time when Sarah gets home, because I don't know if she's watched it. She probably watched it. But it would be tough for me to be like, wow, that looks so cool, I guess. You know what I mean? So what's this director's cut edition of issue 50? Why the hiatus? I need to work. These streams, like, even when I cut them out, like, when I cut them down in time, they take away too much time, because, like, I spend half an hour to an hour prepping, which I know sounds insane, right? But it's like, I have to make sure I'm presentable. I need to make sure I take a good photo for the thumbnail. I need to make sure that I make the actual thumbnail. I need to make sure that I have the stream up and running, that I have all the documents, like the spreadsheet on one side. I need to make sure that I have, like, the... It sounds like not a lot, and when it really comes down to brass tacks, it's really not that much. But I am exhausted afterwards, and I still have to do stuff around the house. And then I kind of just want to chill for a little bit. And then Sarah gets home and I want to hang out with her. So it's like, I really need to spend the time that I focus on streaming on actually doing work for my channel. Was the director's cut in one of the Supersonic specials as a re-release of issue 50 with new scenes? Interesting. That's strange. I'm excited, though. I'm curious to see, like, where the hell this goes. When does she get home? It varies. It depends on, like, how much work they have her do. How long will the hiatus be? I have no idea. I cannot tell you how long that's going to be. Seeing Jeffrey actually makes you miss short fuse. I don't know. They're about, like... The thing is that, for me, I dislike the characters, but for different reasons. To me, they're not comparable, because it's like... The reasons I don't like Jeffrey are not the same reasons I don't like short fuse. You know what I mean? I'm excited to be a papa. I sure am. I very much so. I'm looking forward to that. Endgame definitely has glaring issues, but as a dramatic finale, you think it works well. Okay. Again, interested to see how, like, this thing that they've been hyping up goes. Ready for more Archie pain? I sure am, Luminant. I sure am. Honestly, I probably should just eat fruit on stream because it's like easier to down and talk through it than like protein bars are. So, I don't know. I haven't been doing this before. Locke is your short fuse of the comic. Oh, great. Love that for me. Fruit is good for yo. What's up, Emmy? Elena, my child said yes. How did you know? In general, Jeffrey's main problem is that he was written poorly, and making him way older than Sally was a serious mistake, and good to see later marries a different girl. Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind having someone who's like a foil to Sonic, right? That's not my problem. The problem is that, like, his role in the story feels a little forced, and it feels like, and I know that this is the case, right? But you can really tell that the writers, in this case Penders, really liked the character and wanted them to succeed over Sonic. At the end of the day, they still make Sonic more relevant and more important than Jeffrey. But you can tell that when Sonic's not there, Jeffrey is in that sort of like hero role, which is fine. You can give other characters the spotlight. Like they've given Antoine the spotlight a little bit. They've given Tails the spotlight, and that was fine. Knuckles, they've given the spotlight too. But from the get-go, when you're introducing him as like a romantic rival to Sonic, who is the central character of this comic, you're predisposed to not enjoy the character because you don't want to see him succeed in a place where your protagonist is supposed to succeed. Therefore, we're already like sort of predisposed to not really like the character, but you can tell that the writers really want you to like the character, and so it kind of doesn't work. You know what I mean? It's like if you were putting Sonic in Jeffrey's position, it would maybe work a little better, but the thing is, they are intrinsically different from the main character because they have to be. They have to be separate characters. So it's like they're trying to make a circle puzzle piece, or they're trying to make a circle block fit into a square, and it's just not gonna work. If they gave him the Antoine treatment where they had Jeffrey fall in love with a different character instead, that would be interesting. Yeah. Hasn't Knuckles kind of been foil for Sonic though? Couldn't they just stick with him instead of? I mean, yes, but I feel like the relationship there is very different, right? Because you can tell that Jeffrey is very romantically interested in Sally, right? Which, whatever. Knuckles is sort of unclear. You can tell that there's history there because they're friends, but I wouldn't say, like, at first I did think, like, oh, is this going to be like a triple threat where it's just like, oh, who do I choose between Sonic, Jeffrey, or Knuckles? But it's like, I feel like the more we read about Sally's relationship to Knuckles, we realize that they're more friends than anything. It's just something that's kind of misconstrued as romance, but neither of them are really interested in each other like that. And I kind of like that. I kind of like that there is this sort of like, oh, is there a romantic interest in there? No, not really, but we're going to make the audience think that there is. Because you can tell that there's plausible deniability with Knuckles. Whereas with Jeffrey, every time he shows up, he's kissing Sally. So it's just like, there's really no, you can't interpret it any other way. So, yo, what's up, Aura? But yeah, okay. Anyway. It is the year 3235, I guess, on the planet Mobius, and the war being fought upon its surface lands has entered its 11th year. What the fuck, really? 11 years of... I guess that makes sense, because they were kids. How young must they have been? If they're supposedly like 15, 16. Damn, I didn't realize they were that young. I figured they would have at least been like 7 or 8. They were still kind of toddlers when this happened. A war that began as another had just concluded. A war that had its origins from the seeds of betrayal within. And see, that's why I think it's silly that King Acorn was like, Warlord Julian, dismantle our military. Because it's like, why? Why would you do that? A war just ended. Like, I get it, right? Like, yeah, we don't need the military anymore, but it's just like, dude, I feel like nobody just dismantles their military after just winning a war. Issue number, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I thought I'd already done that when I started, but I did not. I forgot. Um, Warlord Julian had seized the power and authority of the House of Acorn and exiled the king forevermore to the Zone of Silence, upon which Julian became Robotnik and began a systemic conquest of the now renamed Robotropolis and all of its inhabitants. It is now the eve of what may prove to be the final battle between the successors to the House of Acorn and its usurper. A battle full of heroes and villains, winners and losers, those that survive and those who have fallen.
There's our target for tonight, Sonic. You sure you're up for it, Sal? But of course. Are you? I'm always up for trashing old Robotnik. Just remember to follow the plan. First, we gotta get where we're going. And the only way to get there is if you get there with style. Hang on, Sal.
Have I any choice? Nate Clone with the 5, thank you so much. Ah, yes, Sonic. Don't you love Sonic? Can we go back to Sonic having nightmares about tails turning into fries? I don't know. I've always been... I think that a lot of us Sonic fans are very much fans of, like, the more serious stories, just because they're more serious stories. But, yeah, like I said, what was it, yesterday? That, like, I think that Archie kind of worked better when it was being silly instead of, like, trying to follow a narrative. I love continuity, personally, but, man, Archie has just been not great at it so far. Your dog got to your Five Guys fries. Ugh. What a shame. What a waste. Will we read the whole endgame arc today? Probably not, because we still have to read some of the Knuckle stuff in between as well.
They've reached the pinnacle. Right on schedule. If all goes as planned, Robotnik won't even know what hit him.
I'd agree, only if the pack were handling this.
We're not free agents, Drago. You do well to remember this. Now, signal the others.
Elsewhere, in another sector of the city.
I don't understand. I'm a doctor, not a commando. What am I doing here? You are here, Doctor, because you are ordered to be. In the event of emergency, we may need... Beep, 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 beep. Sotalo, my communicator. They've reached the pinnacle. We are ready to move in. We move in when we get the signal, not a second sooner. Is that understood? Crystal clear. Over and out. Ease up, Antoine Sugar. Yeah, Lupe's pack knows what to do.
I can't blame Antoine for being edgy, though. Waiting around can be such a killer, even when it's the A-team leading the charge.
Who is doing the art for this? Has it even said? I don't think it's even said who's... Okay.
What's wrong, Sal? You okay? I'll be fine. Must be the air. Ready? Even if Sonic is ready to continue, I'm not sure I am.
Did Sonic say anything? Okay.
There's still too many unanswered questions. Ever since the campfire discussion I conducted, things only got more complicated. Princess Hallie, come quick, child.
I can never remember what voice I did for this character, so it's Twan Ackerman. What
is it, Rosie? She could not bring herself to say, but I understood fully when I saw... Daddy!
Really, my dear Sally? What's become of your regal bearing?
It's just that... Nobody had informed me of your recovery, Father.
Everything is on a need-to-know basis, my daughter. We have so much to do. And very few we can really trust. As we speak, Robotnik is said to unleash his most devastating attack yet. In addition, it's come to my attention we may have a traitor in our midst. None other than Sonic the Hedgehog.
No!
This isn't time for weakness, Sally. I need him to accompany you on your next mission, so that you may ascertain where his true loyalties lie.
I couldn't believe what I had just heard. All of a sudden, I felt as though my father was a stranger to me.
Well, to be fair, you haven't talked to him in like 11 years, so that's fair.
Even now, I know in my heart Sonic would never betray us.
Sal, give the word.
Let's do it, partner.
Are you kidding, Sal? If this is a contest.
What?
We know who's going down hard.
What? What a weird thing to say.
There she is, Sniffly, the apple of her father's eye. And so predictable as well, exactly on time. If I were a nice guy, I would know what I'm about to do. I wouldn't do what I'm about to do, but I'm not a nice guy. The princess! She is in grave danger! Isn't there anything we can do? You bet!
Oh god.
You betcha! I've been waiting to field test this, baby! Brrr. Now that was wicked!
Don't pat yourself on the back so soon, mon ami! She's still in danger! Wait! What is it, Juan? I never, in all my life, did I think would be so happy to see none other than Sonic the Hedgehog! Our princess is saved! Shing. Huh? What's this? What does Sonic think he's doing?
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well, 'cause you didn't know what you say. Oh, that it's all for the best, because you did.
The princess, we need to get her out of there! Leave it to me. I'm the best equipped to handle this, sugar. They never learned, did they? Set target! Fire! All right, you heroes. Howl! Let them know you're in for a fight! Woohoo!
Damn, he did in fact betray her, I guess. Wonderful. Wonderful orange. You're low on battery. We'll charge up. Mr. Bendy, McFeathers. Don't you know the one with the hottest toys wins?
War troops, over there! Oh, princess! Oh, happy days. It doesn't get any better than this, Snivelly.
That depends.
I'm just gonna assume. Or, it might be Jeffrey.
What?
Oh, I was wrong on both counts.
You!
All this time you still get tongue-tied. This is it, Lord Butt. You're going down for the count. Big time.
What do you think, Snivelly? I think the Hedgehog is reality challenged, sir. But not yet. This should do for a start.
Whoa! You better pray I'm not faster than those blowtorches, Robo-Butt.
You wish, Hedgehog. Well, your reality will end soon. Let us leave so that ours doesn't. This way, Snivelly. Why did you ever replace the elevators with these things? You know I hate what it does to my stomach. Go up. Go back up, then, if you want to. The complaint department, Snivelly.
There's gotta be a way to deflect these lasers. Ooh, shiny. I think there's my answer. Ugh.
Don't dawdle, Snivelly. There's still so much to do.
One good blast deserves another.
We took care of one enemy, Snivelly, so why not go for two?
Hey, I just thought, where's Sally?
Robotnik's command, Santa. Bunny, the princess. We're sure not leaving without her. Let's move. All right, troops, fall back.
10 minutes later.
Doctor, is she... Please sympathize. side, Bunny, and let me do my job. She's still alive, but just barely. Her heart is very weak. We need to get the princess back to Knothole Village, now! Good suggestion, Doc, but I think the swamp bots have other ideas. We'll draw their attention while you make for the plane. But what about you and the wolf pack, Sugar? We'll be all right. Now get going. We'll meet up with you later. I should have stayed in foot like the freedom fighter I am.
And who, pray tell, would have flown the plane back?
Good point, mon ami. Get this crate moving, Antoine. We've got a princess to save. Are we forgetting someone? What about Sonic?
Yo, Frost with the 10, thank you so much. Oh no, Sally's dead. Fun fact, Ken Penders wanted to kill Sally off because her princess status is useless because the king status matters. He hates Sally as a character and said she's cramping Sonic's style. Dude, that's stupid. That's fucking dumb.
Is anyone concerned over what's become of Sonic?
Sorry I'm late, guys, but I was trying to find Sal. Lee? Hey! Where is everybody? Where's the plane? He wouldn't just have left me. Unless... Enough with the guessing game. I'll find out back at the ranch.
How many times have we said Penders and dumb in the same sentence? Indeed. Yo, what's up, K-Fire? How you doing? I think serious stuff not working with Sonic and Archie at this era is due to the age of the staff. Plus, the staff doesn't really like Sonic in general. So when a young Ian comes in, it gets better. Right, yeah.
Provided they don't arrive before I do, that is.
What a relief. Most of my underground transit system survived the disaster, Sniffly.
Really? Why?
Here's our stop, Robotropolis South. Quickly, Sniffly, there isn't a moment to spare. I don't want to be cut off from the action any longer than necessary. Go get me a quart of the good stuff, Sniffly. All this excitement has made me very thirsty.
Yes, sir, right away.
Now, let's see if this is the news I needed when I need it.
Before long, at the Knothole Medical... I will say that so far, we are almost done with this comic. This is kind of what I wanted out of the entire run. Because it's just like... I can't think of a time this has been played for laughs. Like, yeah, you have Sonic calling Robotnik. You have him, like, maybe cracking a few jokes here and there. But for the most part, it's played rather straight. And I think that that's... For me personally, I enjoy stories like that. I like stories that pick their moments, right? When they're not... like, because here's the thing, right? They're fighting a war. And war, no matter how you cut it, is serious. So you can still crack a joke, you can still be funny, but not when it like, let's say a character is thought to be dead, right? And if the characters are making jokes, that really takes you out of it, because it's just like, what the fuck? Like, who says that in this situation, right? I wanted Sally dead for the whole run. No. But like, this is... It's sort of... I think someone said serious but not excessive. I agree. Like, there can still be levity, and I think that that's what I'm afraid of. This is a completely separate conversation, right? I'm writing a script right now, and I'm very afraid at the reception for it, because I know what a lot of people's opinion already is. And my opinion when it comes to writing a story that's geared toward all ages, or geared toward, let's say, kids, right? Kids aren't stupid. We shouldn't treat kids like... I mean, they're stupider than we think, but they're also smarter than we think. And they can appreciate something good, and something can age well. You can have... I don't want people to think that I don't enjoy comedy or that I don't enjoy levity in stories. Of course I do. But at the same time, you know, I feel like a lot of times comedy and levity undermine or undercut what could be a more serious moment. And serious moments are valuable, in my opinion. So it's like the comic not knowing when it's time not to be silly. Yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah. Endgame can be fun, but I'd hold your opinion by the end of it. Fair, that's fair. So far, I'm enjoying this comic.
What could be taking so long?
Oh.
What could be taking so long? Easy, lad. The doctor's doing all he can.
We just have to hope no news is good news. Well, Doc?
Well, shit. See, and this is kind of what I want. There were... It was around, like, Sonic's 20 to 30, where, like, there was just so much goddamn exposition. You know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. This image right here speaks so loudly about what might have just happened, right? Like, you as a reader can tell, like, oh shit, something bad happened, you know? And that's the beauty of comics, is that sometimes you don't need to say anything.
Now, will someone explain why I was abandoned in Robotropolis? Well, what's the matter?
Sonic!
I'll take it from you, mate.
What? It isn't. It is. Who sent for you, Clyde?
Under other circumstances, I'd rather enjoy doing this, but I've come to place you under arrest.
Are you out of your gourd? For what?
For the high crimes of murder and treason, Sonic. Slap the cuffs on him, Fleming.
Say it ain't so, Sonic! Say that it wasn't you!
Who? Yeah, Tails, what? Will someone explain what's going down?
You are, mate, for murdering the princess.
Are you insane? How can you accuse me of such a thing?
Come in. Who the hell is this?
Drago, what are you doing here?
I wanted to see how you were, babe. It's been quite a day.
Oh, this is a completely separate scene. Okay. I was confused for a second. I thought this was where they were.
How'd it go?
Like clockwork, Hershey. And best of all, Lupe and the rest of the freedom fighters haven't a clue what's in store. Bring forth the prisoner. Though the loss be personal, I bear the accused no malice. However, in accordance with our laws, I must now pass judgment on one of our own. Sonic the Hedgehog, how do you plead to the crime of murder most foul of your princess?
Sire, I'm innocent. I could not ever do such a thing.
I knew you'd say that. Henceforth, in recognition of your services to the realm, I will forego the death penalty. Sonic the Hedgehog, I sentence you to life imprisonment on the Devil's Gulag. Take him away! Sonic the Hedgehog is finally taking the fall.
Oh, right, okay. Wow, them actually crediting them at the end, I kind of like that, actually. I think I only like that because it shakes things up from how we've been used to it, where they present them at the beginning. But, I mean, otherwise, I don't really care. Destroy Kid with the 5. Visual storytelling and storyboarding is such an underappreciated art. A good panel or page can blow your mind if it's done right. Agreed. Dude, it pisses me off that I'm not better at it, because, like, I was talking about this yesterday. When you as an artist are criticized, it hurts your soul because, like, that's what you love. I wish I were a better artist. Just in general, right? Because I am such a fucking geek. I'm such a nerd when it comes to visual art forms. I love the visual arts. I love, like, when I watch a movie, an animated film or something, I love looking at the storyboards of it. I love looking at the animatics, because to me, that I get to see how something I just watched was made. Like, be it stop motion, be it like live action, be it like a lot of things can have storyboards, and it's just like, it's so cool to see how you can make an image so powerful by, like, not even having words on it, not having color, not having, like, any, just a really strong, the drawing doesn't even have to be that good. It just has to be well designed. And, like, I don't know, to me, I'm just, that replenishes my soul. I don't know. Wow, this was written by Penders, and okay, the art, it was by Art Mawhinney. That's why I like the art so much in this, is because I like Mawhinney's art. This, honestly, this was powerful. This was a good one. Like, I actually quite enjoyed that one. Damn, and now it's going to be undercut by a Knuckles comic. I hope this one's good too, but I haven't really enjoyed the Knuckles stuff that much, so I guess we'll see. What's up? What'd you miss? You missed a pretty damn good comic. I actually might like this. Making it look like a skinwalker. I enjoyed the one where Sally died. I sure did, didn't I? And it wasn't because Sally died. It was just... I like that they gave it the seriousness it deserved. You know what I mean? This cover goes kind of hard. The Luminant with a 10, thank you so much. If you had a nickel for every time Sonic got arrested in these Archie comics for something he didn't do, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. I agree. Damn, they were giving Penders all the goddamn stories. Good lord. Lost Paradise, part 1 of 3. Having survived his initial encounter with the Dark Legion, a group of technologically advanced Echidna renegades, Knuckles begins to take a greater interest in his history, his heritage, and its accompanying responsibilities. Since learning that his ancestors were responsible for saving the floating island from certain forms... There's a typo! That should say from, not form. And some responsible for placing both it and their people in the greatest of jeopardy. Knuckles has begun to question what he has been taught and now seeks that rarest of all the treasures, the truth. It's out there, somewhere, waiting to be found in places one would never suspect. Omnihog with the 10, thank you guys so much for being very generous today. As an aspiring animator and artist, I love to study and start geek ranting about awesome composition. That's the word I was looking for, composition. Thank you. You're still hesitant to post your stuff based on reception. Dude, that's the curse, because I'm the same way. I think a lot of artists, unfortunately, are very perfectionists. And I don't know if that just comes as a result of the neurodivergency or what, but a lot of us are just afraid that even if our stuff is received well, that it won't get the engagement that we sometimes think it deserves, or that it's not going to do as well as other artists online. And that's what makes the online era beautiful and difficult, is that, like, yeah, you can show your art to a wide audience, but at the same time, the criticism is also... With that wider audience, there's a greater degree of criticism, or you're exposing yourself to a greater degree of criticism, which also sucks. Like, again, as an artist, for our art to be criticized is tough. It's gratifying to be able to showcase it to a lot of people, but at the same time, the reception is debilitating sometimes. But you just got to do it. You just got to, like, put yourself... I mean, that's how a lot of us get to where we are, is just by putting it out there, you know? You say form in the UK? Oh, that's why. Oh. You make content with the 5. Thank you so much. Are the Nux comics just showing what the heck he's been doing away from the main cast? Is it simultaneous? I think they're... At first, I don't think it was simultaneous. I think that it was like a kind of separate story, but I think that going forward, it is going to be simultaneous. I think that they've now planned it out to the point where it's just like, okay, main series and Knuckles stuff is happening sort of at the same time. Because they would release 2 comics per month. One would be a Knuckles comic, one would be a Sonic comic. Just from what I'm looking at on the spreadsheet. The silent one with the 2, thanks for the inspiration to go back and write. I really hope that... Dude, it's so gratifying. Writing is an art form that I've sort of fallen back in love with. Because I've never considered myself a good writer, but... I mean, I write the scripts and people think that they're funny, so... It's gratifying to be able to showcase your creativity through... Oh my god, dude! Feet? Why are they human feet? That's just the duality of these streams, dude. We can be talking about something very inspiring. Very, you know, like, yeah, artists, go out and do your thing. Post. Draw. Write. Human crocodile feet. Eliminate with the 2. Thank you. Why? Why?
Under the stream, out in the weather, down where it's better, take it from me. Whoa, what the fucking hell was that? It's a goldfish, I'll call him mad. Those shadows, I'm scoping near the riverbank, could be trouble. Yo, look what just dropped in. And I don't think he's got the skinny on me yet. Surprise is mine. It's time to get busy. You picked the wrong croc to step to, bro.
You've got that backwards, you cretinous croc. It's you who hasn't a clue.
Wait, when did you get your shoe? What? When did you get shoes? When did you put shoes on? What the hell? Okay.
Of whom you're dealing with.
Nice move, whoosh. But I'm just getting my groove on.
Maybe they disappear in the water. But why? But like, why is that how they worked?
Wrong. I'm through with the square dancing. I've got another echidna to fry. Next time, lead with your left, chump.
Not very far away, we find everyone's favorite echidna in pursuit of knowledge and enlightenment. His frame is so human. That's kind of disturbing.
I wish you took your meditation training more seriously, Knuckles.
It's a load of mystic mumbo-jumbo that hasn't any benefits I can see.
Spiritual development is not something that occurs when— Hold!
Archie, what's going on?
Enemy approaching directly from behind. When I give the word, strike!
I was wondering when you guys were gonna crawl out of the woodwork. Speak for yourself. You're all so typical. Think you're such hot stuff. Well, let me tell you. You got that backwards. Nobody attacks me on my turf and gets away with it. You're going down, punk. You think you're echidna enough to do it? More than enough for you, in your dreams. No brag, just fact. You got some explaining to do, boy.
I need a drink. Here we go. It begins. Did I see Ganondorf's new design because he's hot as fuck? I sure did. He looks pretty damn good.
Guess again. You should be able to get it right this time. Sucker! You men are all alike. Always falling for a pretty face.
Actually, I thought it was a neat move on your part, using the element of surprise.
Ah!
Thanks, Archie. I owe you. Now then, whatever your name is, what's with the sneak attack?
I love that they were like 2 C batteries.
And where's the rest of Cragog's thugs, female?
Well, that's pretty sexist of you. The fuck? The name is Julie Sue, and I don't know where they are. You expect us to believe that? Cragog was so paranoid about you learning what the whole deal was that he activated the self-destruct sequence. I was all set to leave when at the last moment I saw you running past. I tried to follow, but things got crazy and it was all I could do just to get out alive. Funny thing is, I wanted to rejoin the Legion, but I just can't. It's been like someone forcing their will over mine. I had to find you. I just don't know why. Uh-oh.
There she is! There's the witch!
Yeah, well, I've heard a lot of... Huh?
Let's try that again, girlfriend, and see how far you can kick it this time!
I'll see you make friends rather easy.
There's a name for punks like you!
Oh.
You were the one who jumped me, remember?
There's a name for punks like you!
Vector, can you just chill? We didn't race over here for you to settle a grudge. So why did you guys race over here, Espy? I found a croc friend recovering from his meeting with his new with his new friend there when something strange happened in the Marble Zone.
In the Marble Zone? You mean Marble Garden Zone? Marble Zone is a completely separate place.
We experienced some major disturbances, like the ground was shaking, kid! Shaking? Yeah, it felt like everything was going to split apart. If that's so, why didn't we feel anything like that here?
This is a pretty big island, Knuckles. A world unto itself. Still, there's no telling that whatever it was doesn't pose a threat to us. Maybe it's my former comrades testing a new device of some sort.
That zoot suit you're wearing doesn't look too former to me! Point for Vector, but she's pointing in the same direction also.
I was never wild about that style anyway.
It'll take more than that to convince me! Give her a chance, Vector. She's a woman, don't cramp my I got a shot, man. I could guess some. Shut up, Knuckles. I'm sure if we give her enough rope, she's bound to hang herself.
Damn, Knuckles! Man. Do I like her design? Honestly, she's a little over-designed, but I don't hate it. I think it's kind of cool.
You have that backwards,
You have that backwards, Knuckles. It's your goose that's being cooked, not to mention mine. That I didn't foresee this. Listen up, everyone. This is the game plan. Archimedes and I will quick check things out. While you guys hang back and wait for my signal if things get out of control.
You don't think you're leaving me behind, do you? That's the trouble with you guys. Always thinking you know what's best for everyone.
All right already. You can come. Then again, nothing ever prepared me for Laura Lee either. I don't like this, Locke.
This isn't Altair, right? Wait, her name is Laura Lee? I guess that's gonna be explained later why she thinks her name is Julie Sue or whatever.
This appears to have disaster written all over it. You may be right, sir. Which is why we'll have to be ready for anything as usual. We've been walking for hours, Archie. And not a tremor.
Not any sign of...
Your people?
Look, you want my help or not?
I don't recall asking for it.
Whew, boy.
No, Laura Lee is... Oh, okay. Laura Lee is someone else. I've unfortunately already been spoiled as to who that is. But, oh well. Knuckles' grandfather. I see. 30 years later, comic confirms that he does indeed get some. Yeah, anything... I know that it's not super important that these characters have these relationships, but please try to use more vague language when explaining things to me. Just because, I do want to learn these things through the comic and see how they explain it in the comic.
Yeah!
Hey!
What the...
Can they be? I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
All our careful planning up in smoke. Just like that. Maybe not. Archimedes is there. Let's see how it plays out. Wait a minute. Where'd it go? My eyes must be going bonkers. It's back again. Julie Sue, so help me if this is some Dark Legion trick.
Why don't you blame me? Why don't you blame me for everything else while you're at it? We can bicker later, children. We won't find anything out by staying put, so let's go.
I just hope you know what you're doing, old friend. This can only be Echidnopolis.
Wild. Absolutely wild.
You guys don't look enough like Knuckles. You guys look all different now, which I guess was maybe the point.
But how can this be? I thought it only existed in stories my father told me.
It's a long story, Knuckles, but that is indeed the fabled city of your origins. It's more incredible than I ever imagined. Nobody's even paying attention to us. Are we just ghosts to them as well? Knuckles, is that you?
What? Who's that?
I can't believe that a son wouldn't recognize his own mother.
Mother?
I can see I'm looking at major damage control here. I realize it's been a while, Knuckles, but do you think we can have a hug?
I don't know what to say. I thought you were dead.
Did your father tell you that? I would have thought he'd handle things better.
Omnihog with it too. Sonic and Toontown crossover be like. What I used to record and stream? I use OBS Studio, which is very accessible. It's free software. Echidna Pompadour, exactly.
Not really, no. He just said you were gone. My father was the only Echidna I'd ever known until recently. I never thought to question him about it before. Now I don't...
Wait!
Wait! What's happening? The city. It's gone. Where is it?
Good question, but I haven't a clue.
I think I know who does.
Uh-oh.
I'm betting you know, Archie. I'll bet you know everything. What the deal is with my parents, why I haven't seen other echidnas until recently.
Knuckles, please, don't ask.
Even why I'm kept in the dark about it all.
You're not ready to know.
Yeah? Who said so? You? My father?
Knuckles!
Gotcha!
Oh, gotcha! That's one you owe me.
Says you!
Knuckles, my boy, now is not the time to argue with the lady. At least one of you has a lick of common sense.
Could have saved myself, you know. You were just a split second quicker, that's all.
Is he always like this? He's actually gotten better, if you believe it or not. What was that?
Unreal! Kidnopolis is returning! Shockwave! Come on, follow me. It's time we got some answers. Incredible. Everyone's in a panic.
We need to talk to someone.
Yusa, is that Steppenwolf? Hold on. This version of the comic is different because when digitizing it, they recolored a lot of echidnas. They were all red at first. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that makes... Because a lot of the older comics that they already digitized seem to be the same, where, like, they were all just red. If by not ready to know he means it's too painful, then that's a bit annoying. Because his... Just tell him at this point. No, I agree, yeah. Oh, Steppenwolf is long dead. Oh, so it's... Oh, that's true. I guess these would be, like, modern question mark echidnas.
Yusa, what's going on here? Why is everyone so upset?
Where have you been, fella? It's the end of the world. We were warned of Judgment Day, and now it's here. Let me go. I have to join my wife and child.
This is getting us nowhere. Let's go find my mother. At least she might have a clue.
Perhaps, but will we find her in time?
We have to. No two ways about it. At least she'll tell me what she knows. Unlike certain fire ants I know. Just once, I wish you'd level with me.
I do, when I can. I think I found something. In gratitude to our God.
I'm glad that they're not, like... They don't have her saying it in a speech bubble and they just show it here. They're getting better. They're getting better at it. Omnihog with the 5. He's gotten better. Knuckles learned to say thank you in issue blank blank blank. And editor note probably. Dude, that's exactly what these comics usually do. My God. We got into Julie's suit? We sure did. Yes.
In gratitude to our guardian, Hawking, creator of the Hyperzone projection, our civilization endures because of him.
Hyperzone projector? That's gotta be it! Whatever's happening, we have to find out what happened to Hawking and his projector for our answers!
This is it. This is you're looking at it. If anyone has any answers to provide, you three had better come up with some pretty quickly. To be continued, as if you couldn't guess. Yeah, so you don't even have to say that. Wow, they're the Eastern Standard Time Police. They're the ones that make sure that you set your clock to Boston time or whatever. Why the fuck do they do that? I don't understand. As if you couldn't get. Like, yeah, no shit. There are no more pages left, guys. Yeah, I know to be continued. All you need to say is that. You don't need to qualify it any other way. My goodness. EST police do what? There's a time police? Yeah. There's a time police, dude. Okay, we're back to Sonic the Fugitive. Honestly, okay, not gonna lie, that goes kind of hard. That logo's pretty cool. This cover is pretty good too. I'm surprised. Years ago, most of the young residents of Planet Mobius were forced into war, defending themselves against the conspiracy of Julian, former warlord of the Kingdom of Acorn. Most notable of these freedom fighters is a team led by the king's own daughter, and championed by the swiftest hero in the land. While their past efforts have been valiant, they have been a far cry from the total defeat of the rechristened Dr. Robotnik. When their former sire staged a miraculous return to health, fortune seemed to shine on our stalwart heroes. The glistening hope of more experienced leadership paved the way for potential salvation. Alas, it was not to be. During their latest mission, Princess Sally Acorn met sudden tragedy. Returned to Knothole Village, she was pronounced dead. Damn. Almost as tragic was the revelation that she died at the hands of Sonic the Hedgehog himself. She did die like Gwen Stacy. Yeah, pretty much. Pronouncing sentence, the king condemned the former hero to a life of imprisonment. While it is clear that treachery and deceit abound, it is equally unclear who all the conspirators are of the swift injustice. While it is certain that the dark forces of Robotropolis are preparing their next move, it is equally uncertain whether our heroes will rally, recreating the former glory of the once gleaming city of Mobotropolis. One thing cannot be disputed. No one will ever be the same.
What's going on here? I don't know anything about Sally's death.
I said you're going to the Devil's Gulag. It's been defunct ever since the Great War ended. Excuse me.
You're making a big mistake. I didn't even know she was dead until I returned to Knothole. Ugh.
You were the one who made the mistake, mate, and it'll be your last.
What, you dirty...
That's enough. You're supposed to escort my nephew, not eliminate him.
Next time you bring your own plane.
I don't know what the fuck accent that was. French, Antoine.
You brutes better not put this scratch on my beauty.
Is that all that worried you? Jesus Christ, Antoine! Save me, you dick!
Don't worry, Sonic. We'll get your back.
And the plane and my man will certainly be coming back. But with any luck, we'll never see Sonic the Hedgehog again. How could that have happened? How could my best friend be responsible for Aunt Sally's death?
He isn't.
I tell you, I saw it with the two eyes.
Hey, it's Amy. What's Amy doing here?
I was there too, sugar. Sonic is guilty like Antoine said.
But how could he do it? He didn't.
Easy, everyone. Sonic is as much in need of our prayers as poor Sally.
Oh, and Dulcie's here too.
I just toyed. At least she's at peace. But how will Sonic live with what he's done?
There, girl. Remember, sometimes things are not always what they seem.
Why am I going in between Scottish and Irish again? God damn it. Sally is dead, so it's Amy's time. You miss Levi Twan. Hope he returns occasionally. I'm sure he will. Did you miss the first part of the Endgame saga? You did. I'm sorry. Oh, so I think I missed... Wait, hold on. Destroyer Kid with the 5. I'm glad I remembered. Penders unironically believes that he was the first one to come up with the term Endgame and condemns the Avengers movie for it. Wasn't there an Endgame comic, though? Maybe I'm just thinking of Infinity War. Because Infinity War might have had the events of the Endgame movie. But dude, Endgame is just a term. Isn't it a chess term? Isn't the Endgame a chess term? I'm pretty sure it was. Motherfucker thinks he owns the word Endgame. Yeah, okay, it is a chess term. Okay. Currently, however, things seem pretty bleak for our ex-hero?
This whole mess started when Sal got orders to invade Robotropolis from her dad, a guy supposedly turning to crystal. Now that same king has exiled me to the place of my boyhood nightmares, where my dad used to tell me all bad boys and war prisoners were sent. The devil's gulag. How'd he get better so fast and... Huh?
Looks like I wasn't the only double agent. What did Robotnik promise you? Your very own chili dog chain?
Sleuth doggy dog! You treasonous traitor! I'm gonna... Jink.
The once heroic Sonic reduced to a chained up con. You tear me up.
I'll really tear you up if you guys don't shut up. Loose treachery was revealed in Sonic 42, yeah. Oh, never mind, it's the MP.
Never mind them, we've got a problem! Look out! Evasive action! Too late, we're going down! Pull up! Pull up!
Moments later, as the attackers inspect their handiwork. All life forms are alive, but unconscious. So says I, Kevin the Third. Wait, sensors now detecting...
Sonic the Hedgehog!
Those are the last words Sonic utters. Not one single joke or wisecrack escapes his lips. Okay, well, the fact that you're acknowledging that... You can just let shit speak for itself, guys. Come on. Oh, my God. Which do I prefer so far, Fleetway or Archie? Personally, Fleetway by this point had really come into its own, but Archie is still mid as hell. No, I agree. I think that at this point, and I think I said this yesterday or 2 days ago, I thought Fleetway was kind of mid, but based on what I'm reading so far of Archie, I enjoyed Fleetway more, despite my issues with it. But now, like, I feel like this could still bring it back, and maybe it does later on. I don't know. It's the meme? Which one? Which one? The one on the left? Oh. For the first time in his life, Sonic is devoid of humor. For the first time in his life, Sonic truly understands the meaning of war. Really? For the first time? Fuck off. None of this is good, Sonic. That's why it's called war. Fleetway is mid to pretty good consistently. Archie has lower lows but higher highs. I don't know that it's tough because like I enjoyed Fleetway for what it was, but I don't know if I'd ever say it was good. You know what I mean? His body is on autopilot as he fights like never before. This is fortunate, for his brain is otherwise occupied. Faster than he himself could ever travel, images flash before him, dominating his every thought. He sees the prone body of Princess Sally. But he didn't see her die. How could he imagine? Like, how could he have flashes of what? I mean, I guess he could imagine it, but he sees the look on his friends' faces. He sees himself in chains. Only when he further burdens his confidence, realizing he has inadvertently destroyed a possible supply of survival equipment, does his mind regain control. making him aware that his minor battle is over and it is once again time to take flight. While the departing Sonic ponders his destiny, others are already preparing for his immediate future. Ah, Your Royal Highness, forgive my interruption of your meditations, but I'm glad I've caught you alone.
Your reports are always welcome, faithful Drago.
I'm sorry to report that the plane transporting Sonic has crashed miles away from the planned destination. The MPs are okay and Snoop is still in custody, but Sonic has escaped.
Pity. It appears he will have to be hunted down like a dog. Or by dogs.
I mean, saying hunted down like a dog feels kind of racist, you know what I mean? You had a paleta from La Flor Michoacana, it's so good. Yo, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Well, what did you have? What flavor?
Send in St. John.
Shortly.
Your men have failed me, Jeffrey. Sonic the Hedgehog has escaped.
But not men are the finest trained soldiers anywhere.
Not gonna lie, you're kind of right. Oh, you don't even know. Blackberry cheesecake? Oh, that sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. That one day she wants and will voice Sally. Do I think she'll be a good Sally? And what are my thoughts on her? I mean, I don't have really any opinion personally of her. I think she's a talented individual. I've not heard her in too many things. She seems like a very nice person. I actually told this story recently. I don't think you were there, but like I saw her at a party once. Couldn't muster up the courage to talk to her. Tweeted her about it, and she was like, "Yeah, you should, like, next time you see me, you should have said something. I would love to have talked." So she seems very, very nice. As for voicing Sally, I don't know what she would voice her in, but unless they somehow eventually incorporate these characters into the games, which I don't see them doing, but it's amazing, literally the best. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't even know there was a meet. Oh no, I did. I did know that there was a Michoacana where you work. I guess I just kind of forgot. Thank you for the 5 Omnihog. Out of curiosity, how would I distinguish the line between Mobians and normal animals? Their anthropomorphicity. So, like, if they're able to speak and, you know, walk on 2 feet, then they're more Mobian. And a normal animal is just like what we know. You know what I mean?
Give me not your excuses, man. I won't have a murderer free on my soon-to-be-restored kingdom.
Forgive me, your majesty. I'll rouse my men immediately, and I'll make you this pledge. If it's the last thing I do, I will recapture that hedgehog. Gotta cover my footprints. Prevent those MPs or any more SWAT bots from tracking me.
This is probably the smartest thing Sonic has ever done. And I don't even really know how it's working so efficiently. I feel like it wouldn't drag the footprints that well. What about a kangaroo? I mean, if it speaks, if it has the ability to speak, then yeah, it's a Mobian, I guess. Yeah, you don't think that would work? The leaves would have to be really, really heavy for it to work. I don't think it would work exactly the way he thinks it does either, but I mean, it could. If the mud was like really, really wet, it probably would work. What about a parrot then? That's what I'm saying. If they're anthropomorphic, if they do things that a human does, then they're a Mobian. Like a parrot can replicate speech, yeah, but it doesn't like fix up macaroni and cheese. You know what I mean? Like. You could tie rocks to the edge of the leaves? You could, yeah. He wanted to kill Sonic and Robotnik, the 2 main dudes of the series?
Don't know if those SWAT bots were on patrol or a special mission, but that was one time I was glad to see him.
I don't know if Sarah's still here, but if she is, babe, I'm having like one of the oranges we got from the farmer's market. Oh my god. It is S tier. It is an S tier orange.
Gotta rest. Can't believe what's happened. Gotta think back. They didn't even let me see Sally's body. In fact, Uncle Chuck related something similar when he visited me.
And I'm telling you, I want to see Sally's final medical report.
No, the king has ordered those records sealed, off limits to everyone. He said he protested directly to the king with no luck.
In all due respect, if I'm to fully investigate these proceedings, there will be no investigation and no proceedings. I will pronounce sentence at dawn.
And he didn't need any of his espionage experience to realize something was way past uncool.
I think our campfire powwow revealed the truth. There is a traitor or traitors in our midst, and I know it isn't you.
He was the only one who got past the shock and had his stuff together.
Don't give up hope, Sonic. I know I won't until justice is served.
Sonic's mind reels in turmoil, and when his capacity to ponder currently unanswerable questions comes to an end, only then does he feel the true impact of Sally's passing. Only then does the stress and grief force his body to succumb to sleep. Damn. Back at Knothole Village...
This is how I plan to finger you!
What?
What's up, Antoine? Oh, nothing! I wasn't practicing a speech or anything. Shh! Very bizarre. Moments ago, Drago and the Le Pew got the private audience with the king. These are terrible times, sugar. Really? Then why have we not been granted the same privilege? I don't know, but at least it confirms that Jeffrey is genuine. Perhaps, but Drago, he never claimed to be in the king's confidence. And during Sonic's judgment, why did he keep the distance from the wolf pack? I don't know, but y'all realize that we've been following Drago, don't you? I have said I was destined to be His Majesty's #1 soldier.
We are at endgame now. Correct, this is true. See, okay, little stuff like this, right? Like, them hiding in the bushes and, like, little birds being in Antoine's hair, that's cute, and that's a little goof. That's a little visual gag, but what they're talking about is still rather serious. So it's like, you can have both things, but, like, there are levels to it, you know what I mean? Alrighty, I love you too. Hey, yo! Get ready to move your fingers.
And if the king cannot see the great fortress for the trees, then I will do my duty as the raider of the traitors.
Hello, dear. The future Duke of Robotropolis is home. And in appreciation of your help, maybe I'll make you my future Duchess.
Leave me out of your future. I've done my part, and that's enough.
Don't take that tone with me. You're into this up into your pretty neck.
You're hurting my arm.
This is a little too real. It's a little too accurate for a Sonic the Hedgehog, you know what I mean? I don't like this. Yeah, this is less fictional, yeah. It's a little too spot on.
Listen, you. Then you listen here. Sonic has escaped Jeffrey's men, but St. John himself has been ordered to hunt them down. I'm sure he'll find them, and with any luck, they'll eliminate each other.
These are accurate reactions to this information.
Now keep yourself ready. Plans may dictate the need of your services again.
Did you hear? Yes, and you're right. We gotta follow him.
Several hundred yards later.
Where did he go? We couldn't have been that far behind.
I guess St. John has made a correct assessment of Sally's freedom fighters. You are a bunch of rank amateurs. Take him away, boys. They're going to be spending a little time at our project down in the land down under.
Is that where Jeffrey St. John is from? From Down Under? I mean, that would make sense, but... How many awkward conversations with parents came from this comic? I mean, I don't think that it would be... It's real, but it's also not something that I feel like kids would be like, Mom, what is happening here? Like, I probably wouldn't have questioned it if I was a kid. I just would have thought like, oh, he's being mean, you know? Can I make more challenge videos? I might at some point. I might stream them more than actually just make videos on them. Why am I assuming? Why am I assuming what? And while a new treacherous act is being perpetrated, a previous one will soon be taken to the next level.
Mutsky.
Oh, why am I assuming that he's from Down Under? Because that's clearly supposed to be Australia, and it apparently St. John speaks with an Australian accent, right? I mean, it would be strange if he wasn't. I'm not saying that. I'm not definitively saying that that's where he's from, but it would make sense to me. The normal animals of Mobius are called Mobinis. I did not know that. No, Jeffrey isn't French. No, the French don't say mate or dinkum.
No, Mutsky. Don't eat my lunch. Huh? What? That's not Mutsky. That growling's coming from the caverns, and I've heard it before. It's
Tasmanian devils, one of the few Mobian races that never fully evolved.
Oh, wait, evolved? So they were like just normal animals. I guess they did sort of explain that before, didn't they? I love that they just look like Taz from Warner Brothers.
They're ugly and smelly, but they make great trackers. You men go that way. I'll search down here. That murderer won't be able to make best use of his speed on this terrain.
they're on me. Got a juice, but this rocky ground's not helping. What I can't figure out is how those MPs found me so fast.
Glad I took some extra measures in that bug I placed on Sonic Shackle. Certainly came in handy. Oh, glad I took some extra measures. That bug I placed in Sonic Shackle certainly came in handy.
Those really are Tasmanian devils here. They'll soon pack up my scent. Wait, that smell. That's not a Taz or even an MP. That means it's...
My tracking device is going bonkers. That means it's...
Okay. This has to be one of my favorite uses of these panels. It's actually super creative and like really well done. Kudos to them. Wow! A fight scene without dialogue? Say it ain't so! Good lord. Frost the Hobbit on with the 5, thank you so much. Yo, what's up, Crow? How you doing, buddy? Wow, you saw one of those? You saw one of those restaurants? Ian Flynn hates Drago Wolf. You will see in the future. You'll find it funny in the future comics. Wait, didn't he make Drago Wolf? I thought he did. Penders made Drago. Then why does he hate him? I'm not excited for issue 50. I mean, I guess, yeah. Oh, Ian Flynn. Sorry. You said Ian Flynn, and for some reason in my mind I still had Penders. I'm like, yeah, didn't Ian Flynn make Drago? Like, no, I meant Penders. Sorry. He hates Drago Wolf. Okay. Interesting. I'm curious to see what he does with it. Dude, visual storytelling. Imagine. Dunk. Wow, dude. I've been wanting this for so long now. I've just been aching for this shit to happen. Like, genuinely. As we ponder the fate of our combatants, we take a possible last look inside Knothole Village.
Since it has been years since I last did so, and in lieu of all the recent events, I thought it high time I held court. First, let me say that despite the unfortunate fates of my daughter and Sonic, I am quite pleased with the heroism you, my loyal subjects, have demonstrated during my exile. However, your efforts have obviously been futile. There has been too much fighting and too little progress, which I attribute to your general lack of ability. That is why I have seen fit, for the good of the kingdom, to reinstate the position of warlord in our realm. I think you'll find my candidate more than experienced to do the job. That needs to be done! Loyal subjects, I am pleased to introduce Drago the Wolf as my warlord.
Okay, this is even stupider. Well, to be fair, I kind of understand why. But the thing is, right? This is the stupidest thing Robotnik could do. Because his subjects know that he would never make the same mistake twice. You know what I mean?
Robotnik! Robotnik in Knothole? Not in this lifetime!
Quaint. But ultimately inferior. Please stay on my account. What do we have here? What have we here? Sir Charles and Mutsky. This would explain the destruction of some of my best laid plans.
From now on, we give legal immunity to Penders. We shall call him Pen Kenders. Do I think using a comic as a storyboard would be a good way to practice animating fight scenes? Yes, because in a comic, what you typically would want to, and I'm no expert, so take what I say with a pinch of salt. In a comic, you would typically handle it like a storyboard is kind of handled, right? Where you make the frames that you draw, or the panels that you draw, keyframes. And keyframes are like the strongest poses, the ones that really speak to the audience, that really let you know, like, this is the action that's happening, right? You don't want to make it too passive. Unless they're like a background character or something, or someone who's not the focus of the panel. You don't want to make whatever's happening in the panel to be passive. Like here, you see the like lines, so you really get that sense of like him crushing their heads together. You really get the sense of Robotnik grabbing Uncle Chuck from the hand and Mutsky from the tail. So it's like, it is a good basis for it, but it is difficult because with storyboards, you typically have a certain aspect ratio, and you have storyboard scene 1, scene 2, scene 3. With a comic, you also have to account for the different sized panels. You know what I mean? So that's the one major difference that comics have from like on-screen storyboards or something like that. Since fandom memes that Sally can't cook by my definition can whip up mac and cheese, she is not Mobian anymore. Well, you know what I mean. That's not what I mean.
No matter. You're just in need of an attitude adjustment. Clink. In fact, you are all in need of attitude adjustments. That is fine. After all, I do have the time.
I may have doctored Robotnik a little too hard there. Who did the art for this issue? It might have... I don't think it was Art Mawini. We can check at the end, because I'm pretty sure it might say at the end. Ugh. Doesn't anime do that because manga is like a comic? Well, I mean, right. But, I mean, yeah, that's actually a pretty good example. Yeah. No, I say that I Robotniked a little too hard because, like, I felt very lightheaded after I did that. Unless you thought we forgot.
You murdered her! I didn't do it!
You killed the woman I love!
Don't you say that! You only love yourself! I loved her!
That's how you do a fucking fight scene in a comic, dude. That is like, honestly, honest to God. Because not a lot happened, right, in the fight. I will admit that not a lot happened in the fight. But I feel like that fight was better than anything we've read up to this point. In Fleetway and in Archie. Like, that is a fight that was done pretty goddamn well, admittedly.
Ah! No!
There's no way out.
Bet.
Manny Galan was the artist on this one. Not bad. Not my favorite, but not bad. I feel like Manny Galan does hands kind of weird. They're a little too human. But, I mean, overall, he draws Sonic characters pretty well. Dude, this is... Okay, so far, I'm surprised with Endgame. Not gonna lie. I'm rather pleased with how this is being written and, like, what's going on in it. Even better than Sarah Rosa's letters. Well, those weren't visual, though. We read them, but, like, I couldn't see her fighting Sonic the Comic HQ. Dude, I remember, I think this one is in Mega Collection as well, right? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I really like how Julie Sue is drawn here. It's pretty damn good. What I said, any of the art so far stands up to Richards. I would say that Spaziantes is pretty... it's different, but I would argue it's very damn close in terms of quality to Richard Elson's art. It's different. It's like I love Elson's art. It's great. And Spaziantes is great. Like, two things can be true. I don't know if I can say that I like one more than the other. They both have their strengths. And this was done by Galan as well. Imagine upgrowing mostly alone, with the belief you are the last of your kind, never having a friend just like you. You may not like it. You may even resent it. You do, however, learn to deal with it. This has been Knuckles' reality for most of his life. Now, upon rediscovering the lost city of Echidnopolis, it begins to dawn on him that life as he knew it was just an illusion. With his traveling companions Archimedes and Julie Sue serving as constant reminders that there still remains a lot he doesn't know or understand, Knuckles seeks out the answers to the questions that continue to haunt him. What he finds out will be more than he bargained for.
I can only imagine what she must be saying. I doubt it. How would you know? I know you. I know Larry Lee as well. Is that so? Then, what is she telling him?
This is very interesting. They just, like, repeated the same panel, but with just different dialogue.
How would I know? How would I know?
I feel like the emphasis was wrong there, but whatever.
I didn't understand her any more than I did my beloved Jenna.
Oh, Knuckles' grandma's named Jenna. You think my Robotnik voice would be better if I tried making the Dean Bristow voice? Right, but this isn't the Dean Bristow Robotnik. So it's the wrong voice. Do we get to the latex Echidna? Fleetway has some of the best speed battles. No, I don't think any. There wasn't a fight other than, like, the last one against Chaos that I could say that I enjoyed. All of them seemed kind of boring, honestly. Yo, what's up, Greg? Dude, you've been missing some shit, man. We're getting to the main Sonic stories. I've actually kind of been enjoying.
You know it would be nice if someone would explain what the fuck's going on. Greg just got here.
I'm sure the constable will explain in due time. After all, he seems like a reasonable chip. Maybe so, but nobody's really said much since they decided to bring us in. Yes, sir. Constable Remington is taking them to the briefing room right now. I'll see that he gets your message.
Fallout. Oh, is Ken Penders going to sue Bethesda for copying Fallout now? Silver, member for 1 month, 1 whole month. Thank you for sticking around. I appreciate that. Sally dying sounds like a hoot. I know, right? I'm awfully sorry for not recognizing your station immediately, Guardian, but these have been unsettling times. Everyone's on edge.
You can say that again. By the way, the name's Knuckles.
To address one superior in so personal a manner would be most disrespectful, Guardian.
It's an ordinary Joe doing his job, that's all.
Begging your pardon, Guardian, but you are far from ordinary. In fact, hey!
Knuckles!
There's someone most anxious to meet you.
Archie, how do you stop this crazy thing?
I think I just did.
Softer than expected, but still a little rough on the tush. Why isn't Julie Sue with us? If they hurt her...
Relax, Knuckles. I think she'll be okay.
What do you think this is all about, Archie? Completely clueless, you ain't.
I don't know why that caught me off guard because that doesn't sound like something Knuckles would say. Completely clueless, you ain't. Goodness.
Moi?
Yeah, the original Mr. I Know Nothing. This is my first time here.
This is my first time here, same as you, Knuckles.
How about at least a hint if we're dealing with a friend or foe?
Hardly a foe. And definitely more than a friend.
Will I mimic Hinako Kanemaru's? No. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh, B! Ah! Dingoes all around us!
Sir, echidnas all around us!
What's going on, sir?
That's a good question, Sergeant. I wish I had answers. I'd better report to General Stryker. Where echidnas are involved is always a matter of top priority.
Forgive me, General, for disturbing you, but I thought... I already know. Oh my god, look at his fucking... Oh my god. He lifts. He sure does.
Sir? You wish to tell me about those echidnas who appear, yet they are not there. You think I haven't seen, felt the disturbances? Once again, Gerber, we must deal with the cursed echidnas and their experiments. They seem to only think of their affairs matter, but no longer. Assemble a crack team of commandos, Gerbil, and wait for further orders. They must be ready to go at a moment's notice.
Yes, sir.
Just when I'd all but resigned myself to our collective fate, it seems that destiny has decided to intervene. This time, we will fight to the bitter end. No matter what the cost. Yeah! You're that's right, Knuckles. I'm a guardian. But that would mean we're related? I would say so.
Grandfather?
Not just. I'm your great-grandfather, 7 generations removed. The fact of your hair tells me something's gone wrong. Something very wrong.
He's just gonna slur like the more he talks.
I don't understand any of this. Where are we? Somewhere I should remain for you were better. Come along so I can bring you up to speed. I didn't quite catch that, Grandfather. Oh, what was that at the end? I was to bring you up to speed. Oh. Okay.
How does the general look like Guile from Street? He kind of does.
For the moment, you're in my inner sanctum. If you bear with me, I'll explain everything. At least that which I can.
You want a can?
You wanna go to the toilet? No, you fucking idiot! Okay, sorry. Press the green button on that panel, son, and gently remove the oblong part.
I think he said something about the box. A set of discs. Now what?
Remove the first one slide into the slot on the console next to you.
I think he said to put one of the discs in here.
Those discs contain my logs made during my tenure as guardian almost 200 years ago. As you can see, I was a bit more youthful in those days.
How'd they get a camera? You can't read what he's actually saying. I'm sorry, Greg.
Those discs contain my logs made during my tenure as guardian almost 200 years ago. As you can see, I was a bit more youthful in those days.
Log entry 366. Hawken reporting. This is the 5th storage depot I've discovered broken into. For once, however, it appears the looters haven't much of a head start on me. Oh no, this may just be my lucky day. Within moments of taking flight, I have the looters in visual range. Since there is no attempt at evasive action, I must assume I have the element of surprise. Since it'd be a shame not to take advantage of it.
Blimey! Ow, my sniffer!
I just hate backseat drivers, don't you? One down, and more to go. If the way that truck exploded was any indication. Oops. They were carrying something very nasty indeed. But it was then that I began to recognize that the dingoes were prepared to go to any lengths to achieve their objectives. Why is he dressed up like an like an X-Man? The dingoes had been at war with the Echidnas even before there was a floating island. Possible Sonic the Movie reference. Omnihog with the fun thing so much. Maybe add the slurring at the very end of phrases. That way it's a little more clear and we can keep the fun. Fair. They'd raise a stink about something. We'd beat them back, they'd stay quiet for a while, and then the cycle would begin again. Now a turning point had been reached. And the dingoes weren't interested in taking any prisoners.
Seems you have the situation in hand, Grandfather Hawken. Far from it, lad. You have to understand the dingoes were warlike because that was how they survived.
Survived, huh?
They seem to grasp Echidna technology pretty well. Comprehend it, yes, but they weren't innovators. They couldn't conceptualize. They could only copy and adapt that which they learned from others. All they could see was that Echidna society had something they wanted, never stopping to think what they would do with the technology once they stole it. The results nearly proved catastrophic for everyone when they unleashed it against us.
Breathe, Grandfather Hawken, breathe.
Thank you, lad. Not only did their arrogance almost destroy Echidnopolis, it nearly eradicated them as well. Thus, when they activated weaponry not used in literally hundreds of years.
Give him a TTS Knuckles voice.
It was clear that they hadn't thought through the consequences of their actions.
I kind of don't hate that. Log entry 387. Hawken reporting. Our worst fears have been realized. What's TTS text-to-speech? We have determined that unless we use the same technology being used against us to defend ourselves, we are doomed. Hey, yo, possible Sonic OVA reference with that hat?
Who is that with you, Grandfather?
That's not important.
He's another guardian, ain't he?
Shh, just pay attention, Knuckles.
Without a moment to spare, I returned to a site that had been sealed since the time of Edmund. Within the contents of those long-abandoned crates was perhaps the only possible solution.
Seems to me everybody knows everything.
And by making the decision to utilize that solution,
Except me!
I was breaking the most solemn vow a guardian swears before all else. For the first time, I wondered which mattered more, my people or my conscience. It was after I witnessed the sight of the nuclear terror heading in our direction that my choice was made for me. Possible Ancients reference? For whatever reason, the TTS is more nasally. That's not a bug, that's a feature. Tori from Eddsworld? I've never seen it, so I don't know. I can't believe the OVA ripped off Knuckles the Echidna number 5. I can't believe so either. It's insane. At first glance, it appeared we would survive the Dingoes' missile strike, with our energy shields deflecting the nuclear debris. However, not even the energy shields can contain the radioactive dust that carried in the winds, spreading throughout the floating island. Since the entire island stood to be affected, evacuation was out of the question. However, I discovered a possible option among Dimitri's papers. He theorized the existence of other zones which occupied the same space, but operating at a different vibrational speed. With that as my starting point, I designed and built our one last-ditch hope. The Hyperzone Projector. We would use it to transport Echidnopolis and its citizens to the safe environment of another zone on a temporary basis, until such a time as the radioactive waste was cleaned up. As I was guardian of the floating island, I had a responsibility to all who inhabited its many strange and wondrous regions, including the dingoes. Oh, wait, so the dingoes are just from the floating island? They're not from down under? Hey, Jeffrey St. John could be from the floating island. I don't know. I could be wrong about that. They would be transported to a zone of safety, albeit one different from ours or anyone else's. When it finally came our turn, even though I knew what the plan was, I could not help but feel things would never be the same again.
Wow. That's amazing! You sure don't look like that today.
Son, you haven't any idea how much work it took to restore the island to what it once was. It was well over a century before the first inhabitants were returned to their home.
How come? From what I can see, you restored everything but the echidnas.
And the dingoes, you have yet to deal with them.
Well, yeah, but why?
Simple. I didn't have an energy source great enough to send back either city. All I could do was just...
It was all I could do on just a piecemeal basis.
Wait! Where are you going?
You'll see.
You're just full of surprises, aren't you?
Perfect. Okay. What is that voice? That's the text. It's my best Stephen Hawking impression. Oh, that's right. I forgot that it wasn't Down Under. Never mind. You're right. I did forget about that. How's that an Ancients reference? Because didn't the Ancients had like those lasers that they tried using against, you know? You thought I was about to say my techno voice? Ah.
This is what it's all about, son. The statue is symbolic of both your heritage and responsibility.
Jesus. What a voice.
I've never seen anything like this. I had no idea. I now have more questions than ever before. Please, Grandfather Hawking, there's so much I need to know.
Knuckles, of all the Guardians, you are the most special for reasons I can't go into, and you're not ready for. The best you can do for now is the same thing every Guardian has at your stage of development. Just shut up and listen.
Grandfather!
Julie Sue, please come with me. Hey, why have I been kept here since that crazy shoot ride? Security reasons, but now I need your help. There's been an attack. A dingo cell has taken hostages at a housing complex on the east side. So what do you need me for, sir? I'm just visiting, remember? Perhaps, but you were with the Guardian Knuckles, and oh goodness. But you were with the Guardian Knuckles, and right now you're needed to accompany us as his representative. His what? Get in the van. I'll explain as we go. We don't normally stand on ceremony. However, in this case, among the hostages are the Lady Laura Lee and a consort. Isn't that Knuckles' mother? Oh, god damn it, these hiccups. Okay. That's correct. We've learned from lessons past in matters dealing with the Guardians' families that it's best to have someone with us to consult with. It's in everyone's best interests. You make them sound like they're royalty. I suppose they are, although they're usually chosen to defer the High Council. All right, people, get ready. We'll do this by the numbers. You know, you're pretty well prepared for a people who renounce technology. Common sense on the department's part, my dear. We've had to deal with your kind and the dingoes from time to time. Plus the occasional emergency as well, I suppose. That too. Come on, let's get into position. And hope we can reason with them. Grandfather, are you all right? Archimedes, where are you? I was getting the feeling you forgot I was here. I feel a bit shaken, not stirred. Otherwise, I am fine. The guy? Why are we talking about the guy? That's good to know, but my grandfather...
Stand back, boy. I may be a wreck, but I can still take care of myself.
Unreal! How did you do that?
Knuckles, someday you'll know. Right now, if my facts are correct, we have trouble. Most likely of the dingo kind.
Worse than that. They got my mother.
Stay calm, lad. I'm sure there's a plan.
You better believe it. The question before us, Knuckles, is whether you like cookies, you like pancakes, or you like waffles. Sorry, it's whether you're ready or not to handle it.
To be continued. All right. Damn, we're not going to get to issue 50 today, but we're definitely going to get to issue 50 tomorrow. God damn. Thank you, everybody, for the hearts. I appreciate that. Bonk. 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 Why is the last letter so easy to typo? I don't know. Autocorrect, probably. What style of cultural storytelling do I want something to be written in general? Very Western or very Eastern? I like a combination of both. Like, I kind of enjoy Eastern interpretations of Western storytelling, if that makes sense. So, like, what people in Japan think American culture is like, I think, is pretty funny. Not pretty funny, but like the most interesting, because it's almost like the most fantastical. Because I like when there's a marriage between the two, because I feel like that's what's worked the best. No, it is pretty funny. Because we've seen what like purely Japan stories look like, and they're fine. And we've seen like what purely US stories are like, and I'm not a huge fan. So I like seeing what, like, the fantasy that comes when they both work together. Do you have an exam tomorrow? No. No. Dulcie looks like she's having fun. I didn't even notice Dulcie. Oh, that's funny. You do eat waffles more than pancakes. Very nice. For Sonic and the Freedom Fighters, it began with another routine mission into Robotropolis, with the usual objective: the total defeat of the evil Dr. Robotnik and deliverance of their people from tyranny. Unfortunately, their plan went wrong due to the apparent treachery of Sonic the Hedgehog, as he sent Princess Sally to her doom in full view of everyone. As the Freedom Fighters attempted to deal with their grief over these past events, King Acorn imposed Sonic to a life sentence on the prison island known as the Devil's Gulag. While en route, the vehicle carrying Sonic and one other Freedom Fighter traitor was shot down, providing Sonic with a means to escape and attempt to clear his name. Outraged, King Acorn dispatched his most capable warrior, Jeffrey St. John, to hunt down the Hedgehog at all costs. Accompanied by his lieutenants and a couple of Tasmanian devil dogs, St. John was soon hot on the trail, following the elusive Hedgehog deep into the caverns near the crash site. Unbeknownst to St. John or any of the Freedom Fighters, Robotnik unleashed a massive plan of treachery and deceit. It left everyone to wonder whose side anyone was on, especially when their beloved King Acorn delivered them into the hands of their greatest enemy. While the Freedom Fighters struggle with their predicament, Sonic has been cornered right into the thunderous mouth of Angora Falls, without any option in sight. There was a missile warning in Hokkaido yesterday. What the flump? Jesus.
You dirty traitor! You deserve this after what you did to my beloved Sally!
There's no way I'll survive this fall. Unless I start hovering. Gotta try my patented figure 8. My legs are cramping up. I'm mentally and physically exhausted by all that's happened. Sally's death, the king's sentence, the crash, running and hiding in the caverns. I'm gonna go splat! I've been meaning to try this trick for a while now.
Oh, God. No. Oh, Greg, I think you missed Vector Feet, too. I think you missed Vector's bare feet as well.
Although I would have preferred less dramatic conditions.
Hold on. Vector Feet, no! Yeah, at least Sonic has socks on here, but you missed bare Vector Feet.
Here I go. Sure hope this works.
Wow, we are starting off strong, huh? Didn't we see Vector's Feet when he was singing Under the Sea? A rendition of Under the Sea, yes. This is stupid. This is dumb. He throws dirt out of his fucking shoe and runs on it. This is fucking stupid. This is possibly the stupidest thing that he's done in this comic. And I'm including well, okay, maybe I don't remember much of the stuff he did in the early Archie Sonics, but this is up there. This is up there as one of the fucking dumbest things he's ever done.
Yeehaw! All I need is a small land strip and my speed will get me by.
Let me get this straight. He was too exhausted to do a figure 8 move that would let him hover like Yoshi. But he's not tired enough. He has enough energy to run so fucking fast that he can literally run on dirt as if it, like, not just dirt. An arch of dirt that came out of his shoe as if it were solid ground. Yeah, how do you even think of this shit? Like, how do you... I would have accepted him running on the fucking waterfall more than this shit. This is so stupid. This is so goddamn dumb, dude.
must rest.
What happened?
Sonic escaped temporarily. Why is he so buff now? What the fuck? He's down there on the riverbank. I gotta keep checking, but nope. Why is he built different? I don't know. Why is he built different? Alright, men. Let's work our way back through the catacombs. We can still capture that mutinous swine. Come on!
Gotta keep going. Have to escape to prove innocence. Gotta get back to Nighthall.
Sonic the Hedgehog has indeed betrayed you, but despite what you're all thinking, King Acorn is not.
What?
For this is anything but your beloved sovereign.
Why does Tails just look so normal? He doesn't look concerned at all. He's just like, yeah, this chair is pretty comfy, I guess.
How easily you were fooled by a robot duplicate of the king.
Ka-ting, ka-ting, ka-ting. I don't know about this reveal. You know what I mean? Like, I don't doubt that this is something Robotnik did, but like, the reason why he's revealing this to them now of all time, like, why wouldn't he just keep up the ruse? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird. It's just weird.
Oh no, you fat fiend! Silence, before I have you all vaporized. But that would be too easy. I'd much rather see you perish, along with the rest of the repulsive, not robotic residents of the planet. I'd rather much see you perish along with the rest of the repulsive, non-robotic residents of this planet.
I will install the driver later. Not today. Or not now. Later.
And so, I'll allow you miscreants to live for a short while. Until my latest and most powerful weapon of destruction is fully functional. Then, every living thing on Mobius will be annihilated, including your precious monarch, who's being attended to as I speak.
Meanwhile, in Robotropolis,
I've done everything your evil master demanded. Almost everything.
Not quite, Dr. Quack. Give me the documentation.
death certificate, names Acorn Sally, Alicia. Sally Alicia Acorn. Did we know that already? You can say fat fuck, it's fine. It'd be better if the others said it. Like, if the others discovered it, I feel like it would be a much better plot point, because it's just weird for this, because in any case, why even, like, wait for this to happen? You know what I mean? I don't know. It just seems strange. Because what I think he fails to realize is that, yeah, it was way too convenient for King Acorn to just get better. Oh, I got better. You know, like, oh, what? Okay. And then, like, to have Sally, like, oh, Sally's dead. It's like, okay, and he just assumes nobody's gonna look into it. You know what I mean? Alicia sounds a lot like Elise. It does. I hate that you're right about that.
Much better.
I've kept my end of the bargain. Now you do the same.
Tut-tut, Doc. Your bedside manners need improvement. Perhaps this will teach you some respect.
Elizabeth! Kids!
Oh, Quentin, please get us out of here.
DuckTales. These are literally just Dewey and Huey. Come on now. And whoever the female duck was on Darkwing Duck.
Ah, Daddy.
You dirtbag! I'm gonna... Oh, no!
Daddy!
Robotnik promised that they'd be released if I falsified And they will, Doc, after you do us another favor. Up you go. If you refuse, you will have another DOA on your hands, one you've seen before. You remember old Stoneface over here, don't you? The king! You will obey my instructions to the letter, Doc. That is, if you ever want to see your family again.
Yes, Mr. Snively. Frost with the 5, thank you so much. Sally Alicia Acorn is her full name. She confirmed in Sonic Saturday AM Season 2, the Time episode. The Time episode? Wait, is it Alicia or Elisha? Because the comic says it's Elisha with an E. But maybe they just, like, heard it and thought, like, oh, how do you spell Alicia? And they just assumed that that's how it was spelled. Because it would be pronounced the same, I would assume. And back to Sonic. Every day we're blackmailed into DuckTales. Ignore paper, it's Alicia. Okay.
Knothole's just over there. Oh, what's the use? I'm too tired and they're not gonna give up coming after me. How much longer is this going to drag on? Drag on. That's it.
This is the stupidest conflation of drag on to thinking of dragon. Because it's not pronounced the same, Sonic. It's just spelled the same. Every day we're out there making...
Huh?
I'm not great at whistling. Vibrating his vocal cords at a speed... I love that the past 2 Sonic comics, right? I've been touting as like, dude, I told Greg, wow, dude, this was good. This was actually like pretty well written. We're back to this stupid shit. We're back to using his adamantium, vibranium, titanium lungs. He vibrated his vocal cords enough to summon fucking Jesus Christ himself. He was the responsible one for making Jesus rise on Easter. Like, whatever, man. Now Greg's not even gonna believe me. By any other living creature, Sonic emits a high-pitched whistle, one that can only be heard by... How does he know this? How does he know that this frequency can only be heard by Dulcie?
You called? Dulcie, am I glad to see you?
Also, it would have to be so goddamn powerful for Dulcie to hear, too. This is so dumb.
You know I'd never hurt Sally. You're the only chance I've got to prove my innocence. Please, Dulcie. A dragon can sense the purity of truth, Sonic. I believe you. What can I do?
This is way too convenient. This is so fucking stupidly convenient.
You can get me out of here and fly me to...
No, Bill, fly me back to the Darklands where Robotnik was whatever the fuck... I'm gonna smack a finger in his ass.
As you wish, True Blue. Up, and away!
No! Missed him by a whisker. It isn't over, Hedgehog. I'll follow you to the ends of Mobius. It will be too easy, too, because you're still wearing the shackle that contains my tracking device. Aroo! As you know from the Last Dish Know-It-All... Yeah, shut up! Stop! If you're doing this because people keep asking you to stop doing this, stop doing it! Good lord. Goodness. Meanwhile, in Hershey's cottage...
This is horrible!
No, you'll make a fine-looking... Duke of Mobius, Drago, my boy.
Did you hear me? The princess was killed!
Oh, shit! That's right, Toots, and you're the one who did it.
No, it can't be. You told me I was helping the freedom fighters! That evil Snively was climbing down the rope!
Ha! It's like they say, there's a sucker born every minute. You just happen to be coming along at the right time, kiddo. Put the head back on and you'll see what I mean. Do they even have the same physiognomy for Antoine to have confused? What? Goodbye, Boolin. You were right. Whoever said that I should reserve my judgment for the end of this was absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Those from issue X notes could be used better if they gotta be used. Why have dialogue unnaturally explain everything to no one if the boxes can do that? I agree. I agree with that, Greg. I agree with that. Maybe I just manifest bad Penders era comics.
It's him! But that's impossible! It should be me! And you look like him too! What's going on? What kind of treachery is this?
The best kind! Robotniks! See these eyepieces? They contain optic image refractors. No matter who you look at, it appears to be Snively. So when you cut the rope you thought Snively was dangling from you, really dropped Princess Sally to her death! You were easy to dupe, sugar, and now Robotnik will reward me with a kingdom of my own when he takes over Mobius. If you really think that's gonna happen, you're the stupidest fucking idiot in this whole comic series. If you actually think that he's gonna be true to his word and give you anything, you're a moron.
No!
Halfway around the world, another drama is about to unfold. Good lord. That's probably the most believable tech we've seen in these comics. Is it though? I mean, well, okay, fair enough. But I don't know. We should get drinks next time we want to recover from this mind fuck. Dude, I agree. Aura. God damn, man. Fuck me. I put my trust in you as long as I could go. A legendary crater scars the ancient pristine landscape of the land known as Down Under. Once a home to a mystical shaman, the giant cavity now serves a vastly different purpose. One that reeks of suffering, despair, and Palpatine's malevolence. I mean, palpable malevolence. Move quickly. Hurry it up.
How dare you manhandle me that way? Why, I oughta... Control yourself, Bunny! Remember what they said would happen!
Indeed, Rabot. Any attempt to utilize your... Oh, wait. I have a voice for this, I think.
Indeed, Rabot. Any attempt to utilize your bionic appendages will trigger your collar alarm, which in turn will activate the explosive device in his collar. In you go.
Dude, he looks like Levi again. Bruh.
Don't worry, sugar. I'll keep my cool. For now.
And we'll keep you here. Forever.
Allures. Someone is coming toward us.
Oh my stars! I recognize them from Tails' report on his adventure hereabouts. It's two of the Down Under freedom fighters.
Yeah, I'm Walt Wallaby.
And I'm Barbie Koala. When they brought you in, did you see? Oh no!
Sacre Blue.
Gracious me! Who or what are you?
Oh shit! They made. Oh no! Crocbot was already a robot. Never mind. consider VTubers, well, VTuber technology is very different. that's just face tracking. That's how it works. It's not like we look at like YouTube or whatever, it like has code in it that makes us see VTubers. It's a completely different technology. Emery with the 5, thank you so much. See, I think the problem is that Pender seems to mistake a complex conflict and narrative with a convoluted one. They are in no way the same. I agree, and I don't think I said this earlier, but I was going to mention that I feel like the more complicated it's almost like programming, and I don't know much about programming, but this was something that was sort of, or not programming, but game design. This was something that like my game dev buddy said to me when we were working on Soulstar, was that you want to have a system that is complex. I'm trying to remember exactly how it was he said it. You want to have something that's complex but not complicated, right? You want to have something that's deep but not something that's too much, right? And I think that stories are the same way. Like, you can have something that is maybe a little bit more serious and still comedic, but the more you add to that story, the more twists and turns. Just because you have twists and turns in it, that doesn't make it good or better. Like, it still needs to be something that is believable to an audience, right? You can keep things simple and still have a good story, right? You can still have something that's good and simple. Complicated doesn't make it immediately a good story, you know? And I think that a lot of times certain writers or certain, authors, whatever, think that you need to have surprises and twists and like, oh, I knew this all along, or like, oh, the audience is really gonna think that this one's cool. It's like, yeah, sometimes that works, but sometimes it just makes it seem like you didn't know what the fuck you were doing. You know what I mean? Using external cameras on a VR headset, facial tracking, model rigging could approximate that type of augmented reality. We don't have it, but it's believable. Yeah, I guess I see what you mean. Got to make sure you don't break the audience's suspension of disbelief. Exactly. Yeah. A lot of complication also comes from presentation. The same amount of depth can be made a lot less complicated depending on how well it's presented or taught. I agree, but I feel like, that still relates to what I was saying, though. Like, if you make something less complicated, it makes it easier to present it. If you have something that's very complicated, you have to be a goddamn master of presentation to make it believable. You know what I mean?
I am Crockbot, warden of the Down Under prison camp, and your worst nightmare, freedom fighters. I was not always thus. My robo-reptile body was perfect until
okay, that's why he changed. Okay.
Until Tails and Guru Emu suddenly crashed into this accursed crater. My mecha mega tank set off a massive explosion. I survived the blast, but not without heavy structural damage.
Structural? I think that's wrong. I think it's structural, right?
Nevertheless, I reconstructed myself with what fragments I could find. Soon after, I picked through the twisted wreckage, a Robotnik supply blimp, and salvaged as many bot components as I could. Once I reassembled them into an army using combat designs, I began building this facility designed to capture and punish my enemies, as well as enemies of Robotnik. At the top of my list were the Down Under freedom fighters, whom we successfully ambushed and captured. I have since taken delight in torturing them mercilessly, a hobby of mine that you two will soon get to experience firsthand. And when I send your ragged remains back to your friend Tails, I'll trust you'll come by for a visit. I owe that furry freak big time. Meanwhile, feel free to rue the day you ever crossed paths with Crockbot.
Eep, eep, eep. Is there any chance to escape a rescue? You found someone to raid? Nice. Good. Because we're almost done here.
I'm afraid not. This camp's location is top secret. It's hopeless, Sugar.
Oh.
It's hopeless. Don't worry, Sugar. We'll come up with a plan to escape. I hope.
We're almost there, Sonic. Time to rise and shine. Just give me 2 more minutes.
Oh, they were going to the floating island.
There it is, the floating island. Hope we get a better luck than last time. Huh? What the?
No one visits this island without the express written consent of its guardian, Knuckles the Echidna.
I might have known you'd attack the sweetest, most gentle creature on the planet for no reason, brain-dead redhead.
Oh yeah? Well, you're next.
Not if I whack you first, kid nerd.
Right back at ya, Spine Swan.
Huh. That does it. I'm gonna hit you so hard it'll hurt your whole family.
Huh. I'll step over punks like you to get a real fight. Come on!
I truly do not know why they keep fighting. It makes no sense why they fight every single goddamn... They work together every single time they meet, and every single time they meet, they fight before they work together. It makes no sense. Why they don't trust each other at this point makes zero sense to me. Like, already in Sonic Adventure, it was like, oh, why are they fighting, right? And there weren't that many games in between. Here, there have been so many stories. There have been enough stories to the point where it's just like, you really should not be fighting anymore. David with a 2. So how about that new Tears of the Kingdom trailer? I haven't watched it, so.
Back off, Knuckles. If anyone's taking down the Hedgehog, it'll be me.
How did you get here so... You don't even tell me you can fly as fast as a dragon can, dude. Well, okay, to be fair, he might have had, like, another plane or something, but... Man, that's a question for the ages. Can a plane outfly a dragon? What exactly about each other do they even hate? Their existence, I think. I don't know. Yeah, the only reason they fought in Adventure was because Eggman tricked Knuckles. Exactly. Exactly. He used Chaos. Fortnite dived from a plane. How fast is that dragon? Fair. Depends on the dragon.
Who?
St. John!
Fasten your seatbelts, hold on to your asses, and place your bets. It's the ultimate three-way battle of the Sega century. Who's going to fight who? Will any two combatants join forces against each other? And does anyone know or care that the fate of an entire planet hangs by a thread? To be concluded in the action-packed, pulse-pounding, not-to-be-believed or miss, Sonic 50. Wow, Mike Gallagher and Penders wrote this one. Don't even tell me Gallagher's the problem. Dude, don't tell me Gallagher's the problem here. Because Penders was the one that wrote the other two by himself, right? Dude, don't tell me. Don't even tell me Gallagher was the problem. Ah! And then there's Dulcie. She's dead. Yeah. It's me. Hi. I'm Mike Gallagher. The problem is me. You blame Carl Baller? What did Carl Ballers do? He colored. Yeah, he's the reason these stories suck. The dude who colored. He's the problem. All right. Well, who are we rating today, my dudes? Who are we giving the charade to today? The battle between all three most close to Sally. The battle of the minute. Oh no. Oh no, I'm crapping out. Shit. What is happening? Okay, OBS crapped out there. We back. Yeah, I don't... OBS just absolutely shit the bed for a couple seconds. All right. So yeah, who are we... Who will reign supreme or whatever? Who are we rating? What are your options? Gregory. Brr. Blissfully trans. Okay. What are they streaming? Blissfully trans. Ah, Team Sonic Racing. Okay. Hold on. Bruggery. Bruggery. Alright. Let's listen to them.
Generations, maybe with a couple mods. Fucking.
Alrighty.
Uh.
They sound like they're paying attention to chat, I think.
Find out what other Sonic games I'd want to play on stream. Well, I'll try to figure out
Alrighty. I love you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the last stream that we're gonna do for a while. So if you are curious, oh wait, hold on. We missed a page. Oh, it's a Sonic pinup. Meh. It's okay, I guess. All right. It'll be the last stream that we do for a little bit. So if you are curious to see what we're going to be, what the culmination or the what's the word? The end of the end game, I guess, is, then be sure to tune in tomorrow. I love you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. And go say hi with a charade to Blissfully Trans. Go, everybody. Go. Bye, everybody. I would probably play more Zelda games if they reported to Switch. Yes.